The world is increasingly discussing the possibility of a large-scale war between the United States and Iran. But if we set aside political statements and loud headlines, the main question remains: what would happen if America launched a full-scale invasion? Then the focus would shift to the M1 Abrams, tanks that many consider almost unbeatable. But can they truly dominate on Iranian soil? Or could Iran's armored vehicles, difficult terrain, and prepared defenses turn this campaign into a real challenge? Let's break it all down step by step, from technology to the real battlefield. What is a modern Abrams? It's a true beast weighing over 70 tons. A 1,500 horsepower gas turbine engine allows it to reach speeds of up to 44 miles per hour and move confidently even across difficult terrain. But the main thing is its firepower. A 120 millimeter cannon that fires armor-piercing rounds made with depleted uranium. These gifts can penetrate armor at distances of 2 to 2.5 miles and beyond. The armor is a separate story, a multi-layer Chobham-type system, a combination of metals, ceramics, and special inserts that literally absorbs the energy of enemy shells. From the front, this tank is almost impenetrable for most opponents. And one more important point: even if the armor is penetrated, the ammunition is stored in a separate compartment with blowout panels. This gives the crew a much higher chance of survival. In real combat during the 1991 Persian Gulf War, Abrams tanks destroyed hundreds of Iraqi T-72 without any losses from enemy tank fire. What can Iran respond with? According to various estimates, Iran has around 1,500 to 1,700 battle tanks. The core of the fleet consists of upgraded T-72S, about 480 units. Then come even older Safir 74, over 500 units, plus domestic developments, the Zulfiqar series, and the newer Karrar. At first glance, this seems like a powerful arsenal, but if you look closer, it's not so simple. The T-72SI is a tank from the 70s to 80s. Its protection is significantly weaker. Against modern shells, it simply doesn't hold up. And the fire control system is an even bigger issue: outdated sights, weak or absent thermal imaging. As a result, accuracy drops significantly beyond 1 to 1.5 miles. In simple terms, the crew often just doesn't see the target when the Abrams is already firing. And one more critical point: the ammunition in the T-72 is stored directly in the turret, without serious protection. That means one thing: a single accurate hit can cause the turret to literally blow off. Iran's domestic developments are also important. Zulfiqar is an attempt to create something of its own by combining the American M60 and the Soviet T-72. The latest version, Zulfiqar 3, received improved mobility, a 125 millimeter gun, and some electronic upgrades. But there's a catch: its weight is only 36 to 40 tons. That immediately hints at protection issues. Such a tank simply isn't designed for direct combat with modern Western machines. It has almost no chance even at medium range. And now the main Iranian player, Karrar. It is essentially a deep modernization T-72 with elements borrowed from the T-90. It features improved armor, reactive protection, a more modern fire control system, a laser rangefinder, and even the ability to operate effectively at night. Sounds serious, but even Karrar doesn't reach the level of Abrams. It is lighter, about 50 tons, less protected, and, importantly, inferior in accuracy and targeting systems. Yes, its gun could theoretically penetrate an Abrams from the side or rear, but only at close range. In a frontal engagement, it has virtually no chance. Now, the most interesting part: direct confrontation. If these tanks meet face to face, the advantage is immediately on the side of Abrams. In open combat, on plains, or in the desert, the scenario is already familiar. Iraq, 1991. Back then, American tanks were essentially picking off T-72 one after another. They opened fire from distances where the enemy couldn't even aim properly. and nothing fundamental has changed. Abrams has the advantage in everything: range, accuracy, reaction speed, and crew survivability. Iranian tanks are in a worse position. Their electronics are outdated. Crews see worse at night, measure distances less accurately, and operate less effectively as a unified system. In modern warfare, this is critical. Even if Karrar receives better thermal imaging, it's not enough. It still won't match the level of American systems that function as part of a unified digital battlefield network. But an invasion of Iran is not just tank duels. It's mountains, gorges, cities. In each of these environments, equipment loses some of its advantages, and this is where Iran could impose its own strategy: numbers, ambushes, anti-tank missiles, and kamikaze drones. All of this could turn an offensive into slow and dangerous progress. But if we're talking specifically about tank versus tank, the picture is different. In open combat, especially with support from aviation and reconnaissance, Abrams gains overwhelming superiority. Under such conditions, a single Abrams with an experienced crew could realistically destroy 3 to 5 Iranian vehicles before facing a serious threat itself. Historical experience confirms this. In 1991, in the deserts of Kuwait and Iraq, American tanks crushed Iraqi T-72, which were comparable to Iranian ones in capability. Even modern conflicts in Ukraine show that upgraded T-72 and T-90 struggle against Western armored vehicles equipped with modern ammunition and targeting systems. Iran, despite all efforts at import substitution, remains limited by sanctions and lacks full access to the latest technologies. So if we're talking specifically about the chances of Abrams against Iranian tanks in a direct confrontation, the answer is clear: yes. And those chances are extremely high. The American tank was designed exactly for such wars, to outmatch quantity with quality. In open tank warfare, Abrams would clearly dominate. And what do you think? Would M1 Abrams have a chance against Iranian tanks? And how would such an invasion end? Write your thoughts in the comments.